All right, looks like we're live. The audio is a little bit weird here, but welcome everybody. I just wanted to stream a little bit tonight. I'm not going to do very long, but I'm testing out a little more stuff. I have a camera on the way that's going to make the quality of all the pictures better. And but for now, I just want to say hi to you guys and hope everybody's doing good. Hope you had a great summer. I hope that everybody is safe and ready for the fall season. It's going to be pretty cold winter where I live, and I stocked up on pretty much everything I want right now for fish. There's a couple more purchases that I'm dreaming about making for this tank behind me. I just got it. If you guys haven't seen my videos, feel free to watch them if you want to. And but anyways, yeah, so for my 180-gallon setup, I still want to get probably a Fahaka puffer. Yeah, it's kind of like a dream fish, but I got it all installed, and I'm doing all the technical lighting, and I want to get a bunch of cameras set up, so I kind of want to be able to show you guys without carrying a camera around everywhere. I want to show you guys the tanks, so I'm setting up multiple video cameras, and with that said, I'm going to try to switch right now to my saltwater tank. And hopefully this will work live. If it doesn't, sorry, but we'll see how it goes here. Hope everybody's doing good, and yeah, I'm gonna be back live streaming pretty regularly. I want to try to do it maybe a couple times a week. Maybe I don't want to set a schedule yet, but we'll see. So let me try to change this camera. See if this works. Oh, there we go. So here's the saltwater tank. What's going on, Aquarium Cop? Sorry, and I'm looking at chat now. Everybody's in chat. So Aquarium Cop, Amphibian Fish Channel. Nice to see you. Good to see you guys. Love you guys. So like I said, I have one more camera that's going to be coming, and I'll try to. That camera is going to be used, the one coming for the cichlid tank, which I used to talk about a lot. And the cichlid tank is a little further down, but I'm still getting all the angles going on for all the tanks, so I want to do one more camera because I want to get the cichlids on the third camera and the axolotls that I have underneath them. But yeah, thank you for saying it's beautiful. I love saltwater. It's just kind of it's more my niche. I know some people really like freshwater, but I like them both. I just have a heart for saltwater. So let me adjust this camera. How does that look for everybody? There we go. Maybe there's so much glare because there's so much lights going. There's so many lights going on in the room. Trying to figure out what would be best for lighting, because as you can see, there's a lot of bleed through. You can see me in the background. You can see, yeah, the light that I have going on up here a lot. So I'm trying to get the lighting down. Yeah, I do have a longhorn cowfish. He's doing really well. And if you look in the back, you can see my engineer Goby. He's getting huge. He's in the very back. He just popped his head down. But this tank is doing really well. I actually picked up a new anemone and a red Phroemia starfish. I'll show you guys that. Let's see. I wonder if this light being off, I wonder if that helped. Did that help the clarity of it? So down at the bottom, there's this guy. So yeah, the tank is doing really well. That looks good. Oh, what's going on? How's it going, Chris? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see everybody. So yeah, I'm just checking in. I'm like I said, I'm getting one more camera. It's in the mail. It's being shipped off. So I really want to have different cameras to be able to pan around the room and show you guys all the different tanks. Oh, it's okay, bro. I did purchase, like you can see at the bottom right now, I purchased that new anemone. It's a bubble tip. And yeah, so that's looking good. Hope everybody's having a great night. I also picked up a new, I got a new goldfish that I wanted to show you guys too tonight. So let me change the camera, see if it's going to change on me. And that works really well. I'm kind of curious how many cameras you can have going on this program. I don't know how many it'll allow me to have, but it'd be really cool to get like 5 different cameras going. Everybody's hungry. You can see my turtle back down here. He's like, "Give me food." I have 3 aquatic turtles, if you guys don't know. For those of you who are new to my channel, so yeah, I hope everybody's having a great night. Let me pan back over to the saltwater tank. I'm not going to do a long stream today. I just wanted to check in and say hi to everybody. So back at the saltwater tank, we've got a lot going on. I'm really watching the Phroemia. The Phroemia is the starfish. I'm going to make sure he's doing okay. He just got put in the tank today. And you got to be really careful if you have starfish, for those of you who don't know, just to make sure that you don't let them out in the air, because if they are released into the oxygen, that can kill them. So you don't really want to take a starfish out of the water, especially when transferring. So thanks for stopping in, Amphibian. Hope to see you soon, bro. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to show you guys. We got some pretty cool coral going on in this tank, though. I was always so curious. Got some acropora right here. And in the back, got a hammer coral. Got Xenia. Bunch of other Duncan coral. Just a lot of different stuff going on. And there's the famous guy down there. He's chilling. So yeah, it's feeding time for these guys, so I'm gonna go get some food. I'm gonna go get some food real quick, because I gotta feed these guys. Yeah, he's peeking his head out. So I got a new axolotl I wanted to show you guys. I'll show you my cichlid tank too while we're at it. I really need to get another camera, but this will work for today. See if this works. I can pan it over. So here we go. Cichlid tank's doing good. Got a new convict. Down at the axolotls too. Axolotls are still doing good. We got the crayfish tank. You guys got to see my newest. Check this guy out. So yeah. All right, let's see what's going on in chat. Chris says, I need to go to the shop. I'm running out of French fries. Yeah, the Cram Cop says crazy eyes. Lauren, he does have crazy eyes, man. It's pretty funny looking, but it's pretty cool too. I'm going to go get some food for these guys, and I'm going to start feeding the tank. So if you guys hold off 1 minute, I'll be right back. And you guys can enjoy the beautiful tank while I go grab the food. I hope everybody's doing good tonight. By the way, if you haven't ever joined one of my live streams, I used to stream all the time, but I'm going to get back into the swing of things now that everything's set up with the big tank that I got behind me, and yeah, trying to return doing normal live streams as much as I can. So it's looking like the multiple camera setup is working. That's pretty cool. I get to actually have more than one camera going. So that'll really help. But I hope everybody's doing it. Aussie's in the house. What's up, Aussie? Long time no see, bro. Great to see you. So I'm going to go grab the food, and I'll be right back, guys. What's going on? How's it going? Insalam, how you doing, bro? Yes, I do have the Nightbot. I have Nightbot. Hope you're doing good, Aussie. Haven't talked to you forever, man. Hope life is good in Australia. I'm going to switch cameras really quick while I go get the food. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Looks like Chris is just going to go get some food for us all, man. Chris, you can bring some of that over to my house. I'll chill with you, bro. All right, guys. So I'm back. If you've ever been a part of my streams, I'm not trying to be a big YouTuber. I just want to hang out with you guys and kind of just have a safe place to hang out and keep it clean. And if you guys want to show your tanks, let me know, and I can let you guys get on here and show your stuff. But I'm about to feed all my tanks right now. It'd be good to talk to some of you guys. So yeah, I'm not in this for business reasons. This is my hobby. This is for fun for me. Oh man, no, I'm good, bro. No, there's no hard feelings, bro. Not at all. Thanks for being a part. Oh man, I'm cool. Yeah, no. So I'll try to show you guys. I'll try to get some good footage while I feed these guys. The puffer and my longhorn cowfish, man, they eat so much, which is a good thing, but they eat a ton of shrimp. All right. So let me take off this off here. Try to pull this closer so you guys can hear me talking. Sorry if you guys are getting dizzy right now. Still trying to figure out how to do everything. This new setup is a little bit different than the last one. But yeah. Hope you guys can hear me talking. So all right. Time to feed them. Here we go, watch them. This guy over here. Oh man, he grabbed it from him. Wow. Oh, he got it. Wow. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Look how big my coral banded shrimp's getting. He's getting huge. What's the new anemone? That's the new bubble tip anemone right there. That's a rainbow bubble tip anemone. Really, really beautiful. Wow, what's going on down there? I think my eel came out. Nope, does he want it? Nope. He's probably not that hungry because he ate a ton yesterday. All right, let me look at chat. Sorry, guys, I haven't read chat for a bit. The cleaning crew. Chris, you just asked what the cleaning crew is, and I do turbo snails. I have a sand sifting Sea Star. The Sea Star really helps a lot. Insula Mass, have you ever owned a pink bubble tip anemone? Yes, I have. But this rainbow is actually much more sought after, and it's a rare species than the pink. A lot of these rainbows are just gorgeous when they get bigger. So I did own a pink, it's like a rose bubble tip anemone, but this one, I really, really love it. It's rainbow colored, and if I know the camera kind of changes the coloration of. It's just funny to see it in person and then see it through the lens. That I can see what you guys, I'm looking at what it shows up like on the camera, and it is different. It doesn't look as rainbow colored, but in person, it really, really is just a stunning thing. If you guys ever get the opportunity to see a rainbow. So here's my Phormia, and then looks like the porcupine's going back, chilling back there now. So the rose, yeah, that's what it's called in Salam. Let's see, Aquarium Cop says, Tim, you're going to wake up one day and the coral bandit will be above your bed. Oh, man, yeah, dude, he's getting huge. Like, I don't see the coral bandit very much, but he's huge, and he comes out when I feed, so I really enjoy seeing him because he's molted quite a few times. And if you guys don't know, every time something molts, they get bigger. That's just how they grow. Insulum says the puffer took most of the food. What a fatty. Yeah. Sorry if I missed any of you guys' comments. Let's see. Chris says yes, but take long born half hour to go. Okay. You guys are talking amongst yourselves here a little bit. Let's see what else. What else did I miss? Thanks, Born. I really appreciate your kindness. Thank you too, Chris. Thank you for your compliment, saying I'm a good YouTuber. I try to be a good YouTuber, guys. I try to be here for you. So if you guys have any other questions, I'm going to continue on in my feeding. I'm going to feed the other tanks now, and I'll try to take you with me. So here we go. Let's go to the cichlid tank next. How about we make our way over there? Because I did get a couple new cichlids that you guys can see. So here we are. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I should bring a microphone over here like Jeremy does from Sergeant Tank. I should get a microphone hooked up. That would be a great idea. I think I should start doing a microphone. But look at the color, man. Some of these guys are just beautiful. Wow. Oh, crazy. So there we go. That's the cichlid tank. It's looking just gorgeous. I love the cichlid tank. It's becoming one of my favorites. Yeah, just the color that the cichlids are getting right now is just, wow, it's beautiful. Okay, so now you guys will go over to the monster tank. And so for those of you just joining, or maybe you've never, you don't know what's going on. So this wood in here, it's releasing tannins, and that's why the water is unclear. I literally have done 50%, well, about, no, 30% water changes every day to reduce the tannins, and they are getting better. But it's going to be a process. But the water is clearing up over time, and as soon as the tannins get done leaching so much, then this tank will be a lot clearer. But I do have one of my prized possessions. This guy is a King Kampha Red Dragon. He's going to be absolutely stunning when he becomes full grown. And there's Jack. You guys remember Jack from my old live streams. Jack is still doing great. He has a much bigger home. And if you guys don't know, this is my big tank. You can kind of see how big it is. He's almost 12 inches right now, and he has a ton of room to swim. So this is my monster tank. I do keep a lot of bigger species in this tank, and so yeah. But like I said, the water quality, it's actually really clean water. I've done a ton to make sure that I change 30% every day. But if it looks cloudy and you guys have questions, why is it cloudy? That's why. I do have a lot of wood. Some of the wood isn't even sunk yet. You can see it up at the top. See all this wood? That means it really, really needs to be here for a little bit. And as soon as those tannins get released, then this water will clean up. But they need to sink first. But I really want to do an all-natural wood only with sand. So yeah, over time you guys will see. A lot of you remember some of the fish that I had. This is the upside down catfish, and he's swimming upside down for us. How cool is that? You guys if you've been a part of my channel for a while, you've seen him before. But he's doing great. A lot of these fish absolutely love the new tank. And I did make I got a couple new fish too in this tank. Like these, the angels are new. You guys haven't seen these before. Yeah, you guys remember this guy? Look, he's just chilling there upside down. How cool is that? For a freshwater fish, you cannot get much cooler than having a fish swim upside down if he wants to in your tank. Like, the guy is amazing. The black ghost knife is down here. See, I'm going to start throwing some food into the tank, and I guarantee if you guys want to guess, who do you think is going to get? I mean, I got an iridescent shark. I got tinfoil barb going over there. But number one eater in my whole tank, what do you guys think is the number one pig of the tank? I'll give you a minute to guess. See if anybody guesses it in chat. What do you guys think? So, got the flower horn in contender. You got Jack, the iridescent shark. They got the parrot over there. I do have a Raphael catfish, and I got a Pleco down there. And I also picked up a silver tip shark, which is way over there. I can't really get up. That's like across the room from me right now. But let's see chat really quick before I feed this tank. Yeah, the wood actually will sink over time, Insulum. You just got to give it time. I've actually sunk a lot of wood before. Let's see. Aquarium Cup says he's worried about the wood, that if Jack gets spooked, might pick his sword. That's a good point. I really do appreciate. I watched. Who was it? What, the King of DIY? His arowana passed away because I think it kind of got caught up in some of the wood. So I'll keep a good eye on that. I'm hoping that once this wood sinks, most of it's going to be at the bottom. But you're right. There are some pieces that do stick out. So maybe, I don't know, give it some thought. I definitely wouldn't want anything. They like it, though. A lot of them, like you see, he's kind of hovering down there. I do have a juvenile OB peacock in here, too. He hasn't fully colored up yet. But a lot of them like the wood. So I'm going to definitely keep an eye on that. Thanks for pointing that out to me. Appreciate that. So Chris says, I agree. The circulation. Yeah, we'll definitely see that. So Insulin says he's had pieces for over 2 years and they didn't sink. Wow. See, the reason I think this one will sink is because like you can see, I actually cut this up. I did this and I boiled them. And if you boil, I boiled them for a long time. So a lot of them have sank so far. So I'm thinking the rest of them will sink because some of them already did. But I know that I always, whenever I get wood, I boil it. And you can actually speed up the process of releasing the tannins by boiling your wood. So if you go out and get wood, you can boil it to make sure that a lot of the toxins and tannins get out of them. So let's see, what is everyone saying? Yeah, moss would be really nice, Chris. That's a great idea to put some moss on them. Yeah, that's also a really, really good idea. I should go maybe look at the store. I just set this tank up, so it's kind of like a work in progress. Nothing is final for decorations. You guys can see there's not much in here but wood. But that's a good idea. I just getting this thing in place was a huge feat on its own. So I really am open to suggestions. That's good. Thank you. Appreciate that. So let me throw some food in. These guys are hungry. Try to put your, there we go. That'll work. Not a bad angle. But I want you guys to see over here, because the big boys that eat a lot are right here. That's funny that the camera angle makes it look dark because it's so bright. Watch this guy eat. He'll eat a ton. Right behind you, bud. And I will be right back, you guys. I need to go actually get one more piece. One more piece. Really quick. They need some more. I'm going to also do pellets for this tank as well, but I'm going to go get some more actual shrimp for this tank too. I'm really trying to bulk these guys up because everybody's had quite the move and transition. A lot of my animals had to be moved around into all the different tanks. So I've been really keeping an eye on their health more than I normally do. So the ropefish is doing good too. If you guys haven't seen that, I have a ropefish. They're also called a reed fish. But yeah, I'm gonna be right back, and I'm gonna go grab some more food for the big tank. All right, guys, I'm back. So it looks like we got 5 people here. Thank you for everybody that's watching. This was just a really impromptu, hey, let me jump on, let's do a little live stream, late night people. So I'm going to continue feeding the big tank right now. Chris says, buy food. Speaking, maybe you could buy some Repashy food for me and send me some to Belgium. Yeah, you know, I don't even buy Repashy food, Chris. So if I ever do buy some, though, I'll send you some. I would love to send you a fish, too. Oh, you'll pay me on my PayPal. Thanks, bro. No, I would send you some, man, if I ever buy some. Um, I've never bought that food. They actually don't. It's not very popular where I live on my side of the state. Repashy is not really sold commonly in the fish stores around me. But it is on the other side of my state. So over on the west side of my state, they're pretty big into Repashy. So, anyways, back to this tank. Here's that silvertip shark I was talking about. That's pretty cool. He's actually going to be acclimated to my saltwater tank because in the wild, a silvertip shark starts in freshwater and then it slowly transitioned into full salt. So if you guys remember a while back, I actually had a silvertip shark that was acclimated into full saltwater. There's a lot of different fish in the hobby that go between salt and freshwater. So the silvertip is actually one of those that is full marine by the time it's an adult. And so I will wait for him to grow a little bit bigger, and then I'll just acclimate him over. And I might show you guys how I do that too. It's a drip process, just like you acclimate a starfish or other species that are really fragile. Yeah, so that's what's going on in the big tank for now. Look at this guy. He's eating. The roefish is pretty aggressive. It's pretty amazing to watch. Anyways, let's see what's going on. Tetra granules, green beans, and frozen bloodworms. Occasionally brine. I'm missing something here. What am I missing? Aquarium Cop says never bought it. Probably never will. Yeah, I've never bought Repashy either. I just do what works and what gives my animals the right nutrients. I look what's inside of a food. It's really important to look inside, especially for the axolotls that I keep. I will say one thing: if anyone here is new into the hobby, please don't feed your fish or your like turtles or other fish goldfish. Feeder goldfish are very bad, very unhealthy. The fat content in a comet, it's actually called a comet goldfish. If you guys don't know, feeder goldfish are usually comet goldfish, and the fat content in a comet goldfish is extremely high. And it's like, it'd be like a human eating like a pork chop that is full of fat every day. I mean, that's not healthy. So yeah, just please don't feed your animals feeder goldfish. There's much healthier choices if you really do want to go live. Silver sides are a healthier choice. So, all right, let's move over to the turtle tank. They're starving. They need some food. I'm gonna go grab some pellets for them. I got their enclosure all fixed up. I don't know if you guys have seen the final product, but this is it. They have a UVB bulb, and they are just happy as ever and growing like crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some pellets for these guys. So, anyways, back at the turtle. So I just put the pellets in. I also spoiled them today. I gave them a bunch of shrimp. So these guys are spoiled, man. They had shrimp and they had pellets. So kind of like a double feeding for these guys. And if you guys don't know, I do 100% water changes on my turtles. I do not believe in turtle filtration. I don't believe that there is a canister, hang on back, anything out there that can adequately contain the amount of dirt. Not dirt, it's just there's the chutes and all, they're messy, and all the other things. The waste of a turtle is just like ginormously bigger than fish's waste. So I don't believe that in filtration on a turtle tank. I believe in 100% water changes, and I do those every 2 days, every 2 to 3 days. So depending on how bad it gets. Honestly, it's better, it's easier. I don't like cleaning canister filters out all the time. And as you can see, this water was actually changed, brand new water yesterday. So that's how dirty a turtle is. 3 turtles are in 1 day. This is 1 day, you guys. So I don't believe in filtration for them. I believe in 100% water changes on the regular. Yep. All right, guys. Let's see. We have to feed the axolotls next. So let me grab the axolotl food. All right, I got the axolotl food. Oh boy. Oh man, I almost lost the light. Oh, this is such a harder setup than it was last time. Wait, what's up, buddy? So good to see you. How you guys been? So everybody's doing good in this tank. I'm about to show you guys the new axolotl. I got a new axolotl. He's a wild type. So I'll take you over to that tank really quick. And let me try to get a good angle on it. All right. So the new guy's in the far. You can see him here. He's in the. Wish I had a little bit more here. Hold on. I need to buy a longer extension cable so I can take you guys with me. So here's the new guy. He is a wild type. You guys can see the cichlids are right above him. And I don't know if a lot of you guys have been here for quite some time. If you guys remember the ACI in the yellow lab that I have here, they're still a pair. They are definitely paired off. They've been paired off since they were babies almost. So they always swim together. These two, this is an ACI with the yellow top and the blue body, and then the yellow lab is the full yellow. So these guys always stay together. It's been such a cool thing to watch them grow up together and stay paired off. They could teach us a lesson on staying together with those you love. We could learn from them. But they've been a couple since they've been little kids. They're like the high school sweethearts. So it's really good to see them still together. Yeah, I fed the axolotls and they're eating down here. So I have a wild type, a golden albino, and a melanoid. So yeah. Hope you guys like them, and I love them. And for those of you guys who are just joining, thank you so much. It's great to be back. I'm just taking you guys through the process of me feeding my tanks right now and showing you guys around what changes happened. And a lot of you guys have been with me for a long time, so thank you for coming back. Like, thanks, White. It's great to see you, bud. Great to see you guys. So let's see what's going on in chat. All right. So, yeah, White says, hey, what's up, Tim? I keep missing the streams. I know, man. It's all right. It's really early where you live, bro. I don't I am definitely not holding that against you. I know that where you live is pretty far from me. If you guys ever want to come on this the stream with me and do some talking, let me know. I'll give you the link. So, what's going on with Dan? It looks like Chris says, is there something going on with Dan? Is he getting in trouble? What? Cop? I don't know what's going on. I saw him yesterday. He was streaming with a girl. He said it was his friend. So I think he's okay. I think he's doing good. Yeah. But it's great to see everybody. So White, you can see I got some new additions to the tank. There's my longhorn cowfish. I got him. He's been doing great. And I actually feel like a really good fish keeper because the more I read about them, the more I read that they're really hard to keep alive. So I feel pretty proud of myself because I've had my longhorn cowfish right now for about 2 months. So, yeah. Thanks, White. Yeah, he or she is a pretty beautiful species. I don't know if you're here earlier, but I got a new anemone. It's a rainbow anemone. It's a rainbow bubble tip, and I know it doesn't show up really well in the camera, but if you saw one in person, it's just gorgeous. Like, I'll try to zoom in on the anemone again. But yeah, the cowfish usually are really hard to keep alive, but I've been doing great. He's really healthy. He's eating. The key, I think the biggest key for my cowfish being healthy is I'm feeding it a really good diet. I feed him a lot of seaweed. So I also feed him seaweed a lot, and then I feed him shrimp as well. So between the seaweed and the shrimp, he's getting a really good diet. So, yeah. I'll zoom in on the rainbow bubble tip. So you guys got to see the coloration. The camera doesn't really do it justice, but you can see. It's beautiful. Got all the other corals that you guys haven't seen for a long time. They've grown so much. I don't know if you guys remember some of these corals from my streams about 3 months ago. but they've gotten a lot bigger. And there's my long spine urchin. And there's the Xenia. It's huge. There's the candy cane. You guys remember the candy cane? Look how big this candy cane is. So I've definitely had a lot of coral growth. And there's a, yeah, so there's the new Phormia, red Phormia. This is a Phormia star, sea star. It's a new one for me to keep. Honestly, as far as my saltwater tank goes, I'm keeping a lot of delicate species. It's kind of like a test for me. I'm testing myself. I'm testing my limits. Like, can I keep these harder species? If you go down the list of what I have in my tank, I have really, really hard species to keep alive. Like, the cowfish is hard to keep alive, and I mean, I don't know. They say that, but I'm trying my best to give it a good environment. The Phormia that I have is a delicate species as well, and then the anemone that I have, this is my first time owning a rainbow bubble tip, so we'll see how that goes. Looks like they're eating more. Look at that puffer eat, man. He is doing great. I love my porcupine puffer. Looks like he was hungry again. They're just chowing down together. Look at that. They're buddies. They're eating lunch together like us, guys. They're friends. But the puffer is just, he eats really well. He kind of chomps up little pieces, and then everybody else gets to eat the little pieces, which is kind of good because it helps the other, because they don't have really big mouths. So I don't really worry about chopping up fine pieces of food because my puffer does it for me. So yeah. White, no, the rose bubble tip perished when I did the salinity change, when I did the hyposalinity. Yeah, so it wasn't a good situation. But man, everybody's just going to town. That's pretty cool to watch. You got a Fahaka puffer, White? No way. I've been trying to get a Fahaka. That is amazing. So White, can you tell me something? How many liters is 180 gallons? My new setup is a 180 gallons. What is that in liters? Man, that is so cool that you got a Fahaka. I can't wait to see it, White. Can you get on camera with me, bro? Are you able to turn on video on? I'd love to talk with you. I can send you guys the link. But if White, do you want to get on, bro? Like Brady, I'd love to see that Fahaka puffer if you're not still in bed. So Chris says 180 times 4. Does that mean if you have liters, you times things by 4? Is that how it works then? So anything times 4? Okay. So, yeah, bro. White, if you're able to get on, man, I'd love to see it, Brady. Keep calling you 2 different names. Like, people know you as White on here, but I know your real name, so. Let me see if I can drop the link if anybody wants to get on. All right, so there's the link. No cursing. Keep it clean, obviously, like I've always been. But yeah, if anybody wants to join, let me know. I want to see that Fahaka, Brady. I really would love to see that thing. See if I can switch cameras here. There we go. Sweet, it works. There we go. There's the big tank. Yeah, get some clothes on, Brady. I definitely, we got to get some clothes on. This is a PG stream. Feel free, anybody else who's not busy right now. I got to put all my food away while I'm doing this. Yeah, so for those of you just joining, thank you for coming. This is just kind of like an update. Welcome. Hi, guys. How have you been? It's been a really busy summer for me. I got this new tank, and I've been really busy trying to get it all set up. It's been quite the feat to get it in my house. What's up, Big Easy? How you doing, bro? Great to see you. Hope you're having a good morning. It's so good to see everybody. Oh, yeah, Aquarium Cop says, remember when Tim's anemone swam? It was crazy. That was quite the stream that day when it was like swimming like nuts. It's like everybody's just eating up the food in the saltwater tank over there. I really like being able to switch cameras. This is working out pretty well. Big Easy says, look at news. Yeah. Shut that news off. You don't need the news. We got a bunch of fish to watch. We got some cool fish. Oftentimes, news can really bring you down. There's a lot of negativity in the news, and you know we're here as family together. So it's good to remember to not let that stuff consume your mind, and there's got to fill your mind with good, positive stuff. So yeah, keeping it clean and just living life. But anyways, I don't know if you guys remember my Domino damsel, but he's getting huge, as you can see. A lot of my species are hiding and sleeping right now too. So, if you guys have any questions, so I don't know what Big Easy is referring to. He's saying prayers for friends in the PR. Yeah, definitely. I mean, is that are you talking about the hurricanes? And then, did I miss something, or is some? I don't know if something happened. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of news, you guys. I don't try to. I don't know. A lot of it's depressing. But if anybody wants to join, here's the link. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Sorry, I'm just trying to read you guys' chats. Portland, Puerto Rico. Portland's closer to where I'm at. And thank you to anybody that's coming for the first time and checking my live stream out. I used to do these all the time. Yeah. I hope everybody's okay with whatever is going on in the news. You know, yeah, that's pretty. Gotta always keep our heads up and be positive. Can't let negativity take us out. So, anyways, I want to switch to my. I think I'll switch to the big tank, but I want to bring the camera in a little bit closer. So, there we go. There we go. So this camera isn't very good quality. Sorry, my secondary camera is not really high def. I ordered a new one, so it looks okay though. And for those of you coming, if you notice the water quality being a little bit cloudy in this tank, because of the tannins, I know I get that question sometimes, like, what's going on? It's because the tannins that are being released right now. So, yeah.
Hello.
Hey, is that Brady? What's up, buddy?
All right.
I haven't talked to you forever, man.
No, I know. I don't know. I've been here and there. Streams.
Thanks, man. How you been? Just living life?
Yeah.
Doing good?
Look for the moment.
Oh. Is the connection okay?
I'm not too sure. Your side is fine, but my side, I have no idea. My
Okay.
internet's not the best.
Is it like lagging or something?
I don't know. You tell me. It's.
Uh,
Can you not hear me all right?
yeah. I think it's okay now. Your screen is just a little
Right.
pixelated or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just my. I think it's good.
Yeah.
You got bro. You got a Fahaka puffer. What? No way.
Yeah, I seen it in the store. It was only a little baby. It was
Yeah.
€9, and I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, dude, that's like my. I love a. Oh man, I want to get a Fahaka for my big tank.
I can't find them at the moment, though.
I can, but I have to order them online, and I don't have. I spent all my money on this new tank, but there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no Fahakas in my local store, so the closest Fahaka for me is a store that will. It's about 7 hours away, and they'll ship me one. But yeah, for my city, there's no Fahaka puffers at all. So.
Well, mine cost me less than $10, so I couldn't
What
go
is
wrong
that in
there.
American? How much is that American or US dollars?
Well, I'm on about US dollars. It was €9,
Oh, really?
so it was less than $10, like, you know.
What? No way.
Yeah.
That's a great deal.
No, that's it. I couldn't go wrong when I seen it. I don't know where he is though at the moment.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't see him at all.
I'm trying to see. Let's look to your screen. I just. How is my favorite plant doing, bro? Is my favorite plant doing good?
Well, I haven't done no maintenance on this tank for a while. I was looking after someone else's house again. I was. So
Yes.
at the moment, it's looking bad. I don't know if you can see all that mulm.
No, you had. What happened to the lotus that I loved?
Yeah. I cut all, like when I got back. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Oh, there he is. That's so cool. Oh, he looks so cool, dude. I'm so wow.
He is only a baby at the moment. Like.
Wow. Wow, and that what is the fish next to him? Brady? What's that?
That's a ram. It is blue.
That's an electric blue.
German blue ram.
Yeah. Wow. Are you still there, bro?
I just lagged in now. There's a German.
Yeah, I can hear you now. It was really bad for a minute.
Yeah, I know. If I turn camera off, it'll be better. But the whole thing is to see the fish. I got some pea puffers in here as well, like.
So how does that work?
Just
How
the
is your
pea puffer.
puffer getting along with the Fahaka?
To be fair, I bought the Fahaka for in there when he grows up, like. But for now, he's in here because the Oscars would eat him probably, like.
Yeah, really? Yeah. Dude, I don't know if you remember. I had a Fahaka puffer get eaten by an Oscar. Oh, did we lose you? Are you there, Brady? Oh no, maybe I lost you, Brady.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so I take a pistogrammer off. So, well, not off completely, but he has like there's a huge chunk out of the tail of my pistogrammer who's in the popper there, like.
So be careful, yeah, because my Oscar ate my Fahaka.
Yeah. That's it. I don't want my Oscars there to eat them. So to be fair, I've had him for like 2 weeks, and I swear to God, he's put on loads of size since I've had him.
Can we see him? Is he? So I love your blue. Are those electric blues or are those just German rams?
These are just the German blue rams. These are.
Oh, they're so pretty, dude. Oh man, I think we're lagging again. I think we lost Brady again. I don't know if he's here right now. Oh man, I want to see more of that puff.
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
In the corner. Yeah.
It's lagging really bad though.
If I move around as well, it lags. So that's why. He's right in the very back corner down there at the moment.
Brady, what size of tank is that in? Like 125, you said?
No. My big one's 125 gallons. This is only 55 gallons, 200 liters.
So that'll be big enough for a while. So.
Yeah, it's got a lot of fish in it, like all my plecos and everything. So I got to do heavy water changes. But if I do keep on seeing that new puffer, my Fahaka puffer, nipping at fins, I might have to. Oh, there he is. There's my pistogrammer. And see the back of his tail's been taken off.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I keep on seeing bits of tails and stuff like that missing, or like a dead fish or anything like that, I'm gonna have to get him his own tank. But I was kind of hoping he'd work out in here because I was having a problem with loads of snails, and since I've had him in there, look at all the dead snails.
Oh, that's so cool. So he totally ate them, really? Wow. Hey,
yeah, he's munching all of the snails down.
Oh, what's up, Dan? Nice to see you, buddy. I just want to say hi to you. Good to see you, man. Dan's in the house. But I wanted to ask you a quick question, Brady. It's really hard for us to really judge the size of a fish through a camera lens. So what's the size of your Fahaka right now? As Dan is just...
He's only literally up to like there, like my second knuckle on my index finger, like, you know.
So
he's tiny still.
The camera just can be trickery, man. You never know how big a fish really is, because it makes really big fish look small and really small fish look big sometimes. You know, you never know when you see somebody on camera. So Dan's alive though. Dan, I don't know what was going on. Everybody's worried about you earlier. So
I got stuck at Walmart for like 20 minutes. It's terrible.
It's all right, dude. I want to see more of this Fahaka though, Brady. Like I really.
I know he's down in the corner. He is. He's eating a snail in the very corner down with it.
All right.
He's right there down in the corner by the pot.
Sure. I see him in the back. I need to get myself one of those. So where I live though, it's going to be $50. So.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I hadn't seen a Faka puffer yet until then, and he was €9, and then I went.
Oh, breaking up again. I think.
I wasn't gonna let. Anyway.
Ready?
I might have to just turn camera off because I'm lagging so bad.
Okay.
Camera on.
What is the normal price for Fahaka where you live, bro?
I have no idea, but I know Priscilla paid I know Priscilla was looking at one over there on the wet spot or something for $30.
Yeah.
And I had never even seen one here, so when I seen one here at €9,
yeah,
I just grabbed it.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. All right. Well, where's that? I want to see that zebra. Don't you have a zebra, Pleco?
No, but there is one in the shop at the moment, but they want €200 for it.
Oh, I thought you had a really rare zebra. Or you had something. You had a really nice Galaxy. Do you have a Galaxy?
Yeah, I've got a Galaxy. I have no idea where that is. And here probably there's a blue Phantom stuck to the side.
Nice.
I don't know if you see him. There's a butterfly plaque over there.
Wow.
There's another blue Phantom over there.
That's cool.
But my Galaxy looks like he's hiding.
So where's the Lotus that I love?
I cut it all back. At the moment, this is it.
No way.
Yeah, there's another Lotus bush at the back, but I've cut all. Look, there's no. I've got a sponge filter floating at the moment.
Wait.
I've taken all my duckweed out, all my water wisteria, and I got no. Because I come back from looking after that house, not yesterday, day before, and it was packed. There was no light getting through at all. And if you look, the tank's dirty as hell. It needs a clean light.
It's not as dirty as mine right now. My tannins in my big tank are like ridiculous. It's lagging again, bro. I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, I glitched. I lagged. I didn't hear what you said then. I'm going to turn camera off a sec.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Lag now.
Okay, cool. So why did you cut him back? I couldn't hear why you said because of the lights or something.
Yeah, well, like everything, the whole top of my tank was just overgrown, and there was like hardly any light penetrating through the plants. So I literally netted out loads of duckweed, chucked that in my big tank. My turtle is eating the duckweed as well, just to let you know. And then and then I cut back all the shoots as well from the Lotus. Like, it'll grow back within like 2-3 days anyway. It's just for now I've cut it back just so I could get into the tank and clean it out, like, because that's what I got to do.
Right. Well, dude, it's so good to see you. I can't believe you got a Fahaka puffer, dude. Like, that's amazing.
I know.
That's like, that's something I've been trying to get for a while. Like, it's so hard where I'm from to get one of those. So.
Here he is. He's coming back out. There he is.
Dude, he just looks like I'm the boss. I'm the boss. No one's gonna mess with me. Like, he is.
Yeah, well, at the moment he's still tiny, and my Crebensis have pushed him around a little bit.
Really?
But he's started at the very beginning. Yeah. Every time he was going after a snail on the floor, my Fahaka puffer, my Crebensis was like, "What's that? What's that?" like, and was like pushing him out the way to get at the snail, like to see what it was like.
Wow.
But now, like, he's been in here about 2 weeks, and my Fahaka puffer, like, used to run away when my Crebensis did that. Now he doesn't. He's like trying to fight the Crebensis for the food at the same time, right?
Yeah. So they say Fahaka puffers are like one of the most aggressive puffers, and my Fahaka, when I used to have one, wasn't really that aggressive. So, I don't know. I don't know if yours will become aggressive later on or not.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping because I bought him at such a small. He was like, I swear to God, he's almost doubled in size since I got him in the 2 weeks because I've been feeding him loads of bloodworms, and
Oh,
there is
really?
just, and this whole tank was covered in snails, so
Yeah.
he's
So
had
he
open
did a lot.
season, like, you know.
He has buffet style. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, so I swear he's almost doubled in size in just 2 weeks.
I'm so
So
excited.
I'm hoping, because I got him so young and he's
Yeah.
growing up with all of these different fish. Hopefully he'll like that less of the aggression against other fish.
Well, I'm excited for you. I want to see the progress on him growing, man. Like that's just gonna be amazing. So,
Well,
Hmm?
when he grows up and he's big enough for my Oscars not to eat him, I'm going to be
Yeah.
sticking him in the tank with my turtles. So
nice. Yeah.
that's the idea anyway. So I'm hoping, because my turtles are fine, they're not going to eat them, but I'm hoping he's not going to try and eat my turtles, like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you back at your well, I don't know if we don't have to talk about this on air, but I didn't know if you're back with where you're living right now.
Still Spain at the moment. I'm going back over Christmas to go and have a look at a house to rent. Like,
Cool. That's cool.
and then yeah, it's just back to moving all my stuff over then from Spain back to Britain.
So you're still gonna go back?
Yeah, I'm definitely going back. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, dude,
I want my own place in Britain where I can make my own fish room. Like here, I'm staying with a family member, my uncle, and he's already unhappy. Like I was only meant to have one tank, you know.
Right.
At the moment, I've got 4 set up in here. Like,
so what are you running right now? What tanks do you have? The same ones you had before?
yeah, there's over there with some killifish I bought. And then I got my sparkling Grammies I've taken the sparkling Grammies out. They're actually back in this planted tank, but I've got their fry, which is only like a few fry, but I've got them in like a 20 liter. So I don't know what that is.
Brady, are you good at identifying cichlids?
Identifying what?
Cichlids.
No, I'm not. You want Bracken, you do.
Yeah, I know. I wish he was here tonight.
Yeah, Bracken would tell you straight off.
Because I got a couple cichlids that I'm not quite sure. I need some help identifying. There's like 1 or 2 of them that I think are like hybrids, but I'm just really not sure. I don't know if you were here. Were you here when I was doing the cichlid?
Yeah, I've seen your cichlid tank. I watched your other live streams as well, but I just didn't watch them live, unfortunately.
This guy, I need to know what this guy is right here. He's pretty cool, pretty moving.
Dion might know as well. Dion's into cichlids.
And that's
I have no idea, mate.
I know what these are. That's a firemouth, and the one in back's the OB. Like, I don't know. There's so many different species of cichlids, and they're coming out with new ones. Like,
yeah.
It is.
I know more about door cichlids at the moment with the rams and crebensis and epistogrammas, but I haven't got into the big mabunas and anything like that. Like,
yeah, I know. My specialty is saltwater, but I still love my cichlid tank. It's just really pretty, but I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, dude. So a lot of the coral that I used to had in the old tanks, I don't know if you saw, has been really growing out really well. Like the Xenia took off, and a lot of this other stuff I got is really doing well too. I'm really happy.
No, it looks good, man.
I got a new light. I got a brand new. I got a really actual, like a full spectrum. It's a Fluval 48-inch full spectrum marine LED light, and it's really helped. It's helped my corals, man, like tons. It's really, I can see the difference.
I want the Fluval planted 2.0s, I do, but over here, like in Britain, they're 100 and some odd quid. Over here, they want like 300 and some euros, like, you know.
Really?
If I could order them on Amazon, I could get them cheaper over here. but because I don't have an address to order to, I can't order anything. And in the pet store, they're selling them at ridiculous prices. Like, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait until I go back to Britain. Well, where I want to set up my proper fish room as well. Like.
So are you gonna take everything with you, like in coolers or something?
Yeah, well, that's the plan. I have no idea about live animals yet, what the case is. So many, like, law states that it's perfectly fine, but I gotta name every scientific, like, I've got to name every fish I've got in the scientific names, check them on their list, which I guarantee they've got them on their list, like, because every fish I've got, they sell in Britain anyway, so I don't see them not being on the lists, but I've got to get all their scientific names, make sure they're on the list, and then I don't know. I think I've got to pay like some sort of tax for them. Maybe I'm not too sure. I got to look into it more. But other people have just told me to just drive straight through customs with them, like, and they won't say anything. Like,
Yeah, they probably won't. I mean, it's not like you're doing something. You're not doing anything illegal, so.
Well, technically, you're meant to.
Or is it illegal?
Like,
is it illegal to do that, or?
Yeah, it's like crossing the border. I don't know. I'm guessing you might have to with Mexico, like, or something with you. I'm not too sure.
I buy fish in my neighbor state, like next to me all the time, and I just drive right across the line because I know that it's legal here to keep them. Like, I can't have like certain species here. Like, I wouldn't buy a piranha because those are.
Oh no, I got full on customs to drive through. I do.
Oh, okay. So different country.
Yeah, that's it. I'm driving from Spain to Britain, which I got to drive through Spain, through France, and then get a ferry from France over to Britain. Then I'll get customs at Britain, and then yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how Bracken's doing.
On
in chat, everybody's talking about Bracken. He's saying he was totally cool. He had a real space. He's okay, right? Like nothing happened to him, right?
No, yeah, I'm sure Bracken's fine. He's just in school, isn't he, at the moment?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I hope I think he's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, last time I heard, he was fine. I haven't heard anything bad on him.
Okay. But anyways, yeah. So what? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. People were saying something.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
But
yeah, Bracken's a good kid.
Yeah, for sure. Dan, I'm sorry, man. I saw you come in. I was right in the middle of my conversation with Brady, but I think we're all wanting to know how everything's going with your friend that you had on stream yesterday. I'm just giving him crap. Oh, man. I don't know if he's on his microphone right now, but.
No, good on you. Yeah, get in
there. That's cool, dude. That was really cool stream that you did with. It's always fun to take somebody that, you know, is new to the hobby and just get their perspective, because I don't know, it gets kind of boring, like a bunch of know-it-alls like trying to talk about fish. It's kind of really cool to see what an outsider like thinks of different tanks. And like sometimes I'll bring a friend over to my house and I get kind of upset. I'm like, why don't you like this? This one's really cool. Why do you like that one? Like, what's so cool about that fish, you know? And I don't know, it's good to get different perspectives, and it was cool to see you guys talking yesterday and getting to hear from her and stuff. So
yeah, she's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's all. I'm not saying anything else about it. Hopefully you guys have a good time, and pinball is a cool date, man. Pinball, that's a fun, pinball arcades and stuff. That sounds fun.
Yeah, she's a very fun gal. I do some shows with her, so I actually get to light her on fire.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and she's one of those super fun gals, and she was teasing me last night. She goes, "Man, it sounds like these fish people are kind of crazy," and I laughed. I go, "Look who's talking." I go, "What do we do?" And she's like, "Yeah."
Oh man.
But no, she thought it was awesome because she was talking about how, you know, among the people that that we do shows with, we're all a really tight knit group.
Right.
You know, even if we don't get to go to shows like, you know, every day, but when we meet up, I mean, it's like a family get together. And that's what we were talking about when my phone died.
Yeah.
And we left the coffee shop, and then I had to drive her home.
Sure.
And so, yeah, we were talking about how it's just really fun to be connected to people in very unique ways. And we talked about how me and her, we both love the fire art, as we call it.
Mhm.
And our friends are deeply, deeply involved in the fire art. And it brings us together on a level that's hard to explain. And I was explaining to her that, you know, it's our love of fish.
Mhm.
And the fact that we're just extreme about how much we love fish, that really brings us together.
Yeah. Species of animals. I mean, it's just, I mean, yeah, for sure.
And we talked about how you know, having the people, as we call them our fire family,
Mhm.
how it just brings so much more to our lives, as opposed to just having everyday friends that we meet at the mall or go out to coffee with.
Right.
And, you know, and she was talking about how, you know, Dan, people have to be a little more than just your friend to have you light them on fire, because they have to have a trust, you know.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how in the fish family, you know, it doesn't really compare, but that the joy of being able to get together and, you know, meet people from around the world that can help you with the fish problems.
Yeah.
And then we just spend more time enjoying the fish. And that's one of the things that the fire family shares, is if we have any little problem, we figure out a way to overcome it and a way to just have fun. And then when we get together, the thing we mentioned is that we spend more time having fun than, well, fighting, if you will.
Right.
And then that's what, you know, the fish family is that, you know, we're constantly fighting, if you will, to have a balance of pH in the tank, or, you know, a balance of fish. And then maintaining a fish tank is kind of like a little fight, you know, to get everything balanced out.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just fun. And so, but she was laughing about, you know, just how connected we are and that we're around the world.
Well, me, you, and Brady have been friends, and let's see, Bjorn, and man, let's see, we got a lot of people in here that have been Chris. Like, I've known you guys now for what has it been, 6-7 months? I think. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, but it's just, yeah, it's like, you know, we both got to the thing where driving home last night, and she goes, you know, Dan, it's so hard to explain the kind of connection that we have to the fire family.
Mhm.
And then, you know, and I said, yeah, and I guess that's how I feel about being connected to people in the fish family, that we have something more than just a joy for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And we were laughing about that last night, you know. Well, because they had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich flavored coffee. That was the flavor of the week last night in the coffee shop. And we were both debating whether to get it or if we would be able to drink it.
Sure.
So we were making peanut butter and jelly jokes all night.
Nice, bro. Yeah.
What is your jelly? Is it just jam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jam and jelly.
I thought it was, because peanut butter, you know, like, you don't have that in Britain.
What'd you say?
You don't have peanut butter and jelly in Britain. Right?
You don't have peanut butter and jelly in Britain? I ate that for breakfast today. How do you not have that? That's sad.
And
Why?
Like, we have peanut butter and we have jam, but so I'm guessing you just mix the both of them, do you, or what?
Yeah. You put the peanut butter on first, and then you add the jelly on top of that.
Jelly, jam.
Well, you make fun of us Americans, how we talk. Oh boy.
Don't worry, it's not French jam or freedom jam.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I like strawberry jam. I like grape jam. I don't know, raspberry.
Well, in
See,
America,
you're calling it jam. It's not jelly, it's jam, right? I am right, yeah?
I don't know. I'm not in this debate. I don't care. I just buy whatever. It's all jam to me. I don't know. Jam.
Hey, what's
Because jelly is a dessert, and we eat jelly all the time as a dessert. Like, it's wobbly. Jelly is jelly, like, you know?
Jello.
And jam is jam, you know?
Jello.
So...
Jello.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I know we have things called donuts here.
Yeah, we have donuts as well, man.
We have jelly filled. They say jelly filled donuts. So I don't know why they don't say jam filled donuts. They say jelly filled donuts.
Oh, so we have jam donuts. We do.
Oh, what? No way. Oh man, everything's backwards, man.
Yeah, we have strawberry filled jam donuts. Like.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hey, so what's the difference between French fries and freedom fries?
I've never even heard of a freedom fry.
American, right?
Yes. Freedom
Yeah.
fries in America are with ketchup, and French fries in America are with mayonnaise.
Yuck.
What?
I don't want mayonnaise. Mayonnaise?
I don't like mayonnaise, no. I
Wait,
don't want no mayonnaise.
you guys eat mayonnaise? Wait, does Europe eat French fries with mayonnaise?
Some people in mayonnaise.
Yeah, we have mayonnaise. Loads of people like it. I don't.
That sounds so
I don't.
gross. Wow.
I know, it blew me away. Somebody told me that. I laughed. I was like, they can't cover stuff in mayonnaise. He goes, that's what they do in Europe.
Man, that's
Yeah, they do. They do.
Spam and mayonnaise.
wow.
I hate that. Dude.
But they say that food and I was talking. It was a nurse. I was in the hospital like 2.5 weeks ago, and I was talking to the nurse about our food, and they say that he told me that the food over in Europe is a lot healthier than our food here. So maybe that's not true. Not true? No? I don't know.
I'm not entirely sure. I've never been to America. I know that, you know, Americans are quite unhealthy, like, but that's right, because I've never been there. I've never eaten your food, like. So.
Oh man! Well, you guys see me on stream. I'm always trying to eat blueberries and grapes and fruit while I talk to you guys. So, I don't know. I try, man. It's
Well, I read McDonald's later, so
yeah. All right, so back to fish for a minute. I know that you and Dan both see. I'm the saltwater guy, and you guys are more freshwater versed. And I heard you talking, Brady, a minute for about guppies. You have guppies?
yeah. Well,
So
I
have trouble keeping guppies alive, and I would like to know why. What's the biggest downfall?
I don't know on that.
What's the biggest downfall for somebody? I keep, you know, I had about 20 fry. Like this lady gave me 20 guppy fry, and none of them made it.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, what did I do wrong? Like, I've never tried to do guppies. I literally never had a guppy before she gave me those 20
You
fry.
say they were.
Huh?
You say they were fried.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really small, really
You say
small.
they were fried. What were you feeding them?
Huh?
What were you feeding them?
I tried to feed them. They were eating like flake food.
Yeah, you gotta grind it up really thin, like really small, like for them. It's better to have an established tank because they like feed off the mulm and the algae and stuff like that, like, you know. Because the fry need to be constantly fed, like. So.
Okay.
Heaters.
What's the temperature? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I was like, wow, what? I thought the temperature was right too. I didn't know if they. I don't know, man. I've never lost.
They can go quite low, guppies, from what I know of, so they should be fine.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know anything about guppies. That sounds so weird. Most people, that's like one of the first fish that they keep, but I mean, I never got into much freshwater except for cichlids, and so this lady just gave me these guppy fry for free, and I killed every single one of them. So,
Yay!
it's like, wow.
I don't know. To be fair, at the moment, I'm having issues with breeding my guppies. Like they were doing fine in my big tank for a while, but then they seemed to like stop populating, like, you know, because every now and again I'd have a new one come up. Oh, I didn't have that one before. That's clearly one that's raised up in the tank, like. And then all of a sudden that stopped and my population started dying back. So I moved them over to the smaller tank. Mm-hmm. But then I started breeding. I bred my my bedders. So to be fair, I was thinking maybe my bedders were eating them. So now I've got 2 females in a breeder box at the moment with some moss in the bottom, and I'm sure they're pregnant. So I'm just hoping they drop some fry because I am actually running out of guppies at the moment. Like, you know.
You're growing out guppies, so that's just you're feeding them. What do you feed them? Just
No, I'm not. I've only got 2 females that are pregnant in a breeder box at the moment, waiting for them to pop some babies.
oh.
Yeah, but but as I've been feeding the box, it's getting like water changed all the time from the tank that they're hung on, and so there's all the food that I've been feeding them. There's a bit of mold that's been building up on the bottom, which I'm not going to suck out. And I'm just going to wait. Hopefully they'll pop out some babies. The babies will hide in the moss, and as soon as I see some babies in there, I'll take the females out, and I'll let them grow up in the breeder box for a bit, like, and they should be able to feed off the muln, and I'll chuck some other food in there.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I don't think I'll ever buy any more gup. I didn't even buy these. I got them for free, but after that, I'm kind of like, wow, I don't want to do that again.
Well, Dan's got 1,000 guppies. He should know more than me again, like on the guppy department.
Yeah, and he has these angelfish we're looking at too, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are my baby angels, my double veil tails. They're turning out really nice. I feel really blessed to have such nice looking fish.
Yeah. They look really cool. I love angelfish. I actually just saw there's some koi angelfish at my local store, and I think they're so beautiful.
See, these guys are still really small. I mean, you know.
Yeah. They look great though.
But yeah, I really like the fact that the fins off the parents are extra long on the top fin and the bottom fin. So they've got, I mean, these for angelfish, they got like a spread on their fins, and then the back. Well, they'll try and do that this way. You know, they've got that extra long tail.
Right.
See how long that tail is? That's crazy. That one, like that one right there.
Sure.
That's going to be a huge angelfish when he grows.
I've seen some.
There's a veil tail.
Swing over to this. Like, see, this is a nice tank, but these guys, these are like 3 times as big right now, as you can see. I mean, that's a big size angelfish.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a different spawn. This was the first spawn, and that was the second spawn. And as you can see, I got some super pearl scale. Come on, zoom in, camera. Super pearl scale back there. And then the yellow one hiding out. Come on, zoom in. Got some incredible pearl scale. Isn't that wild? So I got a yellow pearl scale and a silver.
I like the one on the bottom a lot.
Yeah, that one on the bottom, that's a marbled pearl scale.
Beautiful.
So I got real lucky. So I'm going to try to figure out who I can breed with who. But the pearl scale on the marbled is real gentle. See? It's real mellow.
There you go.
But yeah, still I got, you know, some nice, beautiful, yeah. And then this guy is like a leopard as opposed, because his lines don't go all the way.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, but see that? That's an incredible amount of shine on that.
Yeah, that sparkle on that fish is just like a tinfoil barb.
Yeah. So, yeah, and these are all supposed to be from the same hatch. So I don't know where, like, that yellow and that yellow came from. But I got 2 yellows in here. And, yeah, some nice pearl scale.
You're doing great, though. Good job.
Yeah, this tank in particular, I have to water change out 2 gallons a day right now.
Yeah, sounds like my life.
Yeah.
I am literally changing like 50 gallons out of the 180 gallon setup every day. So sucks.
That's kind of crazy.
The tannins, man. The tannins are crazy. I got all that floating wood in there. It's outrageous.
Yeah, you know that piece of wood I had in my big tank that was floating?
Yeah.
So
it's still floating.
I really like is the health of that guppy grass.
Yeah, that's beautiful grass, man. You were talking about grass the other day. I was laughing so hard, dude. Oh man, you're talking about picking up grass, Dan. Like, what are you doing?
I just wish I could smoke it. If I could smoke this stuff, woo.
No. I mean, I said pick me up a Fajaka puffer. I don't need the grass, man. Just go get me the Fajaka.
How much is it? Fuck, I near you.
He lives by me, bro. Like he lives closer to that store that I was talking to you about than I do. So,
yeah, I know he's visited Corey's, and I know you're.
Yeah, I'm like 5 hours from there. So
yeah.
I was talking about the wet spot, Dan. You've been to the wet spot?
No, I want to go to the wet spot.
It's right by you. You better go there.
It's like 2 hours away.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought it was near Seattle area, like right south of you.
No, it's the wet spot's in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
So Tim, the other wet spot in Seattle, where I have been with my lady friend, is called the Center for Sex Positive Culture.
I'm sorry, what?
It's the Center for Sex Positive Culture, also known as the Seattle Wet Spot.
I see. Is it a fish-related store? I'm not thinking it's fish-related, Dan.
I'll just say it for the third time.
Yeah.
It's the Center.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I think you got it, man.
You got it, dude. All right. Oh boy. Yeah.
PG-13.
Yeah,
So,
PG. What?
So I mentioned the wet spot, to and I was in mixed company,
Tropical fish.
and I was like, "Hey, I need to go down to the wet spot." And I was
fish.
with
You what?
and my friends were laughing. Like, yeah, we'll go with
Yeah,
you. And I'm like, no, there's a wet spot in Seattle, you guys. And they're like, oh, we'll go there too. I'm like,
yeah, I'm talking about the fish store. It's in, it's really good fish there. Oh man.
Yeah. And the website, Wet Spot Tropical Fish.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool store. I really so that's where I would be ordering my Fajaka if I got one from, because I did an order and they said for me it would cost $15 for the Fajaka puffer, but then they wanted to charge me like $30 shipping, which sucks. But yeah, I don't know, man. That has been a fish I've been really wanting to get, like for the 180, because I really.
I don't think I'd want to buy a bigger one though, because I'm glad I got it as a baby,
yeah, that's
so
what
that
yeah.
it grows up with my other fish,
That's
and
exactly.
then hopefully becomes less aggressive. Like.
Yep. It'll be really cool for you. I'm Brady. I can't. That's a really good deal.
Yeah, I couldn't go wrong with it. I'm gonna go pet store today and have a look what they got as well.
Oh, what are you gonna get?
No plans. I know last time I was there, they had an L233 Pleco that was big, but they wanted 60 euros for it.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a zebra Pleco, but it's tiny, and they want 200 euros for it. I want it so bad because it looks lush, like, but
yeah,
it's
expensive.
Yeah.
Do you know if they stay? You know how gold nugget plecos only get about 6-7 inches? Is the zebra pleco more of a smaller species? Do you know?
Yeah, I believe zebra plecos are a small species, more like probably 4 inches, maybe onto the 5, and then I'm pretty sure they're meat eaters as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, you live next to Aquarium Co-op. I know he keeps them in stock over there, I think, right?
Yeah.
I know Dan lives close to Aquarium Co-op, and they have because I know Corey always gets in those really weird species. I know he had what was it, some sort of weird puffer. Like I saw in his latest video, he had just a weird puffer that he got in. But he's always ordering.
The dragon puffer.
Yeah, that was.
That
thing looked crazy.
It's kind of a what is it? Mabuna puffer, is it? What is it?
Yeah, Mabuna. Yeah, Mabuna.
Yeah, he's got 2 of them now. One at his store and one of them in his fish room. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, because one isn't enough, man. Those things are like $300, or $2.
Yeah.
They get crazy expensive.
You mean the carpet puffer that he had?
I don't know.
No. The big puffer he's got, Murphy. isn't it?
Well, he has Murphy, but he had something called a carpet puffer, and that thing was awesome.
Carpet?
Well, he's got another Murphy now in his fish room on his. If you watch his pet, what is it? Fish room tour. That's it. His last fish room tour. He's got another Murphy in it.
I don't know. I just watched one of his videos.
Murphy.
Yeah, he's great.
Murphy looks way better in person than on the videos. I gotta share that with you guys.
Yeah.
I want what is it? What is it? Inglorious Betta's red eye puffer, red belly puffer, whatever it is. I want one of them. I do, or a few of them. Like.
Red belly?
Yeah, red eye or red belly puffer it is. They stay small. They're quite rare in the hobby. It's lush, man.
I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. I love my porcupines the best. I'm partial. I think there's so many different types of puffers. You know what I love about yours, Brady, is yours just looks like that. Like, don't screw with me. I will like rip your face off type of puffer. Like the Fahaka puffer is just like one of the meanest looking, coolest puffers I've ever seen. But
he's still so young. He's got hardly any yellow in him at the moment.
Yeah,
he looks. He blends in so well. That's why I couldn't find him for ages at the start. Like. He sits under a leaf, and I can't even see him, like, you know. And then, as soon as he starts moving on that, then I see him.
So they're called Nile River puffer as well. I don't know if you know that. It's the Nile River. It was where they get them from. So.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah. They're cool. Like, every puffer has its own, like, characteristic. Like, the only puffer I haven't really... I don't know. I'm just not in... I guess if I had pea puffers, I haven't ever bought one, but I'd want to buy like 6 of them or something. Get them in a group. I don't know. I guess that's what you're supposed to do anyways, but I haven't ever bought a pea puffer before. But yeah, I'm just watching since I put my upside down catfish in the big setup. Like he swims more upside down than he does right side up, which is kind of interesting. Weird. Is Dan still with us?
Yeah, I'm still hanging out. I'm in chat trying to harass everyone.
Sorry, I haven't looked at chat for like ages. I got to get back into the swing of things, man. I forgot how to live stream. Yeah. Anyways, well, Dan, yeah, go to the wet spot sometime.
Hey, you're on.
I'd go to the wet spot if I was Dan.
I would totally love to go there. One of the things that really is awesome about the wet spot in Portland is that all of their tanks are separately filtered.
Yeah, that's really cool.
All independent, number one. Number two, the wet spot in Portland also has the largest collection of cichlids in North America.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Brady, are cichlids pretty popular where you live, or no?
Not really. None. My pet store doesn't carry any big fish apart from.
Yeah, it's breaking up a little bit. I didn't know.
Or at least baby cichlids. I don't know what they're going to grow up into.
Okay.
So.
Do you ever see, like, you watch videos, Brady? Like, I know you live over in Europe. Like, what do you see over here? I guess what is the opposite? Like, what do you have that we don't have? Do you have any fish over there that we don't have here? A lot of?
Well, killifish I've only just found. Well, I say found, but they've only just got in even since I've been looking.
Mm-hmm.
They are Glarus killifish for 15 euros each. I might have some of them, but to be fair, I shouldn't be spending any money on fish at the moment because I want to go back to Britain and I'm not too sure.
Get back to Britain, bro. Stop buying fish.
Yeah, I know it exactly. I just can't help myself.
I know. I spent my last $10 on that red Phroemia starfish that you see. I don't know how I'm gonna. I got some food, but that's about it. You know, so it's. I know what you're doing. Like,
yeah, I got money. It's just taking them back. I don't even know if I can yet. Like, well, I'm pretty sure I can. But the thing is, if tax is going to cost, like, if I'm going to pay so much on tax and moving and everything, so like 3 times more than the fish are worth, like, then I may as well just buy new fish when I get back home, like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but that puffer is going to be a big investment. You can, I don't know, he'll get pretty big. And you can have him for a long time if you'll do a good job. I mean, unless something.
Yeah, I know, but if it's going to cost me 3 times as much to get them back, than it cost me to buy them originally anyway, then I may as well just sell what I've got here or give them back to the pet store or wherever, like, you know, and then go back. And because it'll save me a load of hassle going after, well, it might save me a load of hassle anyway, like, you know, and then buy new when I get back home, like, even though I don't want to, because I definitely want to take mine back. But if it's going to cost me 3 times more, then, you know, is it really worth it, like, you know?
Right.
I'm a glitch I glitched, didn't I? I lagged, I think.
Yeah. Dan's saying, so far I understood, Tim, 2 types of shops at your, I don't know what he meant there. He said one like Petco, PetSmart. Or no, that was Chris that said that. Walmart. Okay, so yeah, I have 2 types of, well, where I live, we have a store called Petco, we have a store called PetSmart, and those are like big corporation stores. And then we also have the local stores. I did a tour video of a couple of the local stores. I don't know if you guys watched that. I did it maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. And I took you guys to like the local mom and pop stores in my city. So we have both.
Yeah.
But just not very, like where Dan lives, there's many more people than where I live. Like his city is like 3 times the amount of, or like 4 times the amount of people than my city. So there's a lot more fish over there. But that's okay.
I've only got 2 pet stores near me at the moment that I know of. Well, actually 3, but one of them's a garden center. One of them's a pet store that does dogs and everything. Well, and the other 2 are pet stores, like, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's a garden.
Say what? Yeah, the garden center over here sells fish.
What does that mean? What is a garden center? What does that mean?
It's just where you go pick up gardening supplies, like, you know, plants, pots, soil, bricks. I don't know, like, you know.
And they have fish too.
And then they have a little pet section there.
Wow.
Where they normally have like a tiny little like a box kennel, you know, cage thing, and has like 2 dogs in it or something, and then they have cats next to that, and then a section for birds, and then fish.
That's cool. We don't have anything like that here. It's pretty rad.
Yeah. I don't in Britain, from what I know of, but yeah, in Spain, it's called Verticora.
Yeah, that's awesome. Where are you going today, Brady? Is it like the same place, or what are you doing today? Must have broke up again.
Yeah, I like them. What do you?
I said, what store are you going to? That store today, or a different one?
I like the game, but did you say what source do they get them from? Or
what store are you going to today? Are you going to that store?
Yeah, I am actually. I'm going to Zoolandia, which is one of the pet stores that has. That's where I got my Farker puffer.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm going down to Viticora, which is the garden centre. Because last time I was in the garden centre, they had killifish in there, and they also had some more sparkling gouramis and stuff. So, also, I want shrimp, but I can't have them in my planted tank because
Yeah.
there's not enough cover at the moment, like at least.
Not with the
And
Fahaka.
I got fish in it. You what?
No, yeah, and not with the Fahaka though, right? Either, because he'll eat them.
Yeah. And then in my little tank over there, and then I got better fish, so I can't have them in there either, really. So I got my sparkling Grammy Fry grow out tank at the moment, so I could stick them in there, I suppose.
Yeah, that might work. What are we talking about in chat? Everybody's talking about Big Easy dancing on my stream. Like what? What am I missing here? Yeah, Big Easy, if you want to come on and dance, or what am I? I just looked back in chat. I don't know what I'm missing over here. Oh man. What? Yeah, Big Easy, if you want to come on and I don't know what we're all. You can definitely come on the stream with us. Here's the link again. Use the link. Click that link. I don't mind anybody being on the stream as long as they don't curse or, you know, say inappropriate things. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to catch up on chat. I'm sorry, guys. I did. If I buy from Peck, no, that was Dan talking.
I'll be back in 10 minutes, all right?
Okay, bro. Sounds good. Dan, are you still with us too?
Yeah, I'm hanging out.
Okay. What am I missing in chat? What's going on here? I gotta catch back up. I'm totally lost on you guys' conversation. I'm so lost right now. I see this. Okay.
Dude, I know I get lost too.
It overwhelms me because I get so caught up in like talking to people, or you know, I don't look at chat for a long time and I really feel bad. Then I go back to it. I'm like, what is going on here?
I'll just do the camera sideways, so you know.
Yeah. So I guess, okay, Aquarium Cop says he's never had a fish that lived that he bought from Petco. All right. A lot of my fish have been sick from Petco as well. And Dan is like sideways camera here. If you buy a pet, okay, so that was Dan talking. If you buy a Petco or PetSmart, you will get, yeah, icy fish disease.
I tried to say icky, but I couldn't. May not be correct.
That's yeah. Ick is not good. So Aquarium Cop says I got 9 glowfish. Yeah, 1 white skirt tetra is okay. I don't know. I used to do the glowfish thing, but I don't know if I'm into it anymore. I think they're too expensive. I don't have that much money. I think glowfish where I live are like $10 for 1 fish.
They are a lot of Mahoney fish.
That's for like big ballers. I think Aquarium Cop is just more of a big baller than me, so I can't.
That guy's a big baller, you know.
I can't afford those kind of fish, man. And you need like what, like 6 of them or something? You need like a group of them. So that's like $60, $70. That's a lot. Big Easy. Once again, if you want, I don't know where the dance thing came in. I'm so lost on the dance.
I gotta say, Big Easy is known for his incredibly smooth dance moves that the ladies just go wild for. So,
Dan,
I've heard about it from the Aquarium Cop. I've never seen it. I have gotten to see a reflection of the Aquarium Cop.
Yeah.
and I must say it looked like
Did you say
Sasquatch,
a reflection?
like Sasquatch escaping from somewhere,
Oh no.
running out the door or running back in.
Yeah. That must be
I
quite the
think
sight.
I think at one time he had a spam sandwich in his hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
While he was on stream.
Yes, that's the craziness I'm talking about.
Oh, where do I miss all this? I've been gone for a minute. I guess I didn't see that.
You know, you can get a spam egg and cheese sandwich at McDonald's in Hawaii
Really?
with rice on it.
That's weird.
Yeah,
That's really weird. Not gonna lie.
yeah.
Oh man, Dan, do you got any topics you want to talk about tonight? Because I'm kind of done with all the things I wanted to say. So, got
No,
anything?
I don't have any huge stuff other than I've just really been enjoying as I look around my room at all my fish tanks, all my different, very incredibly colorful fish.
Yeah.
And I was talking with Chris about a month ago, and he was talking about oxygen being really important for the fish tanks, and he was using an oxygenator
Mhm.
that uses hydrogen peroxide. It's a really little bottle, like 4 ounce size or 6 ounce size, but it quadruples the amount of oxygen available in your fish tank. And he was talking about how it's made his fish tanks really healthy. And so
So,
I looked into that, and I decided that that would be an expensive route to go with the shipping.
yeah.
So I went through and I went down to the Goodwill and I bought some air pumps, and I pretty much doubled the airflow to all my tanks by adding because I had like one air pump running 4 tanks.
Dan, I'm gonna cut you off. Do you remember when I first got the air pump and I put it in my power head? Remember that?
Yeah.
Is that where you're getting at right now?
Well, I don't have a power head yet, but
Wow.
I just noticed that after I like the air pump that was running like 5 fish tanks, now it runs 2 fish tanks. I added, I just added one fish tank now, just has its own air pump. But
Yeah.
what I'm getting at is I increased the flow, the water, because there's twice as much bubbles now, so there's more water movement. Having
Right.
twice as much bubbles, I think, oxygenates the tank a little better.
Right.
But the bottom line, I noticed that my plants started growing better and my fish started looking healthier.
Nice, dude.
So I think it's just the water movement in the tank, and then having more oxygen in the tank.
I think oxygen is huge, bro. Like
Yeah.
I noticed that for my cichlid tank that I was able to keep a lot more cichlids when I put the airstone in the power head and it blew that much surface tension. Because honestly, what creates the oxygen in the water is the surface tension breaking at the top of the water,
Yes.
and
That's a very good point.
it's not necessarily the bubbles that you see and that we see. It's the surface tension that. But as soon as I put that airstone into the power head, man, I mean, my fish got more vibrant. They more active, healthier. I'm totally with you on that. I can definitely say that that's what happened with my experience as well.
So yeah, for me, and I was trying to figure out, because every time I make a change in my tank and my tanks start doing awesome, I try to figure out, what that change is really affecting.
Right.
And I think that by having more bubbles in the tank, I've increased the flow of water. There's just more movement. And
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's the flow or if it's the oxygen, though.
Well, I think it's both, because what I think happens is my bacteria now has an ability to grow twice as thick in the gravel because it's got the flow, it's got access to food twice as much, and it's got access to oxygen twice as much. And so ultimately, I think that my bacteria is now twice as happy.
Okay.
And I think that, my plants, of course, they need the flow. And I think that the plants have access to carbon dioxide slightly better.
Right.
And so, yeah, but the bottom line is within 3 days of making these changes, I definitely notice incredible effects in the plants and the guppies, just happier fish.
Yeah, there's something to it. There's
And
definitely something to it.
yeah, and then when I test, I just when my ammonia levels are lower.
Mhm.
So, and then the
Yeah.
other thing I think is that nitrite, isn't that's like the last one is the nitrite?
Nitrate, the nitrate.
Nitrates, yeah, the nitrates I think are able to gas off faster because then my nitrite trait level is lower.
Well, you're creating like, I'm trying to think. So you said your nitrate is lower?
Yeah,
Hmm,
everything is lower.
that's interesting. I don't know. I'd have to give that some thought. That's interesting though.
Well, I think that like if the plants are better taken care of and the bacteria is better taken care of, then I think that lowers the numbers of everything,
Because,
the
okay.
plant processing. And so,
So you think it's aiding the beneficial bacteria is what you're trying to say?
yes, yeah.
That-
I just see aquariums that talk about the oxygen, water flow, and lights, and 16 hours a day. Yeah, that's another thing, real quick. To the best of my knowledge, most people only run their lights like 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day or like 12 hours on, 12 hours off.
Mhm.
I run, well, I have 5 fish tanks on one timer, and that timer is set to 16 hours. So my lights are only off 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I noticed that people in the beginning talked about when their lights were off, that their plants would uh, not be absorbing the carbon dioxide and that they would be getting pH swings. And I noticed that I didn't want to have big pH swings. So I decided to run my lights 16 hours. I didn't have any great idea. I just was like, oh, well, this happens if you only run your lights for 8 hours. So I'll run my lights for 16 hours. And I don't notice that I have big pH changes.
Mhm.
All my tanks are about the same pH. I think that's due to the amount that I water change, though, too.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
So my tanks don't have a chance to get off of pH. Now, plants supposedly can slightly shift the pH of their environment.
Mm, yeah.
Slightly. So, and I
Well,
wish I understood more about that, but I don't.
yeah, I don't understand a lot about that either, but I'm curious something that, what did Brady say earlier? He was having to do a lot of water changes, but I'm kind of wondering why, because he has so many plants in his tank. I'm kind of shocked that he has to do so many water changes.
Yeah, see, for me, my plants basically balance out. Um, they help balance out, but I can't. I don't know. I mean, I hear people that are like, I haven't done a water change in a year, and I'm just like, that's just not healthy.
Mhm.
Because I don't know. I just imagine that my fish are pulling nutrients out of the water for them.
Well, check this out. Like, I think what we're doing when we keep fish is trying to create a. I don't care if what people say. It's like an environment. It's not the best fish tanks that we can have are the best environments that we can give our tanks.
Yeah.
And like for saltwater, there's things that need things that need things that need things that need things, and it's like this big circle. And same thing happens from what I've learned in freshwater with like plants. In the cycle of like how certain things can affect other things in tanks. And so, if we were to get it right, like nature, like actual nature in the wild, that might be possible for somebody to not do a water change. But it's like, I think it's like, what are we, when you think about that kind of stuff, like you're saying that it's lacking the nutrients, and if somebody doesn't do a water change frequently, I think what you can't do in a box is create rainfall, and rainfall happens naturally, and that's where you get, I think, the need for the change of water is, I mean, in nature, we have water that's being recycled through our tanks, right, by rainfall and rivers and whatever, you know. So I wouldn't say that somebody should never do a water change, because even nature itself replenishes its water source.
Yeah.
You know. So that's kind of my stance on that.
No, and that, Tim, I think is a very great point. And so that's why, like here in Washington, the least amount of light that we receive in the winter is 10 hours, right? And the most amount of light we receive is in the summer. It's up to like 18 hours.
Oh, were you talking about light, or were you talking about the water? I guess I'm.
Well, no, like no, you're right about the water and the rain, right? And you were talking about mimicking nature.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so that's where I look at the light cycle, and that's why by me running 16 hours a day, I'm trying to mimic that natural cycle.
Okay.
And by doing water changes, I try to mimic that natural cycle. And I think it's a really incredibly great point you make, Tim, about trying to match the cycle of nature.
Right.
And I think if people started, maybe trying to match the cycle of nature just a little bit more,
yeah,
their fish would be that much happier.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's something we need to think about. Like, that should be our goal. Yeah. That should be our goal, to really do. And that's a big thing in saltwater, that people think they can have these successful tanks, and yet, like, I'm lacking right now in cleanup crew. I need to get more cleanup crew into my tank to feed to kill some of this algae, because for me, I was putting this this light, and it's not nitrates. And other people say, well, wait a minute, you also have algae growth because you have high nitrates, and I don't, because I do water changes on this tank all the time, and I test it. But the light, for me, creates a lot of bad cyanobacteria. And but in nature, there's far more cleanup crews and things that I'm still trying to put into my tank to mimic nature better and to make my tanks healthier. So I think that's a big key thing, that when you're telling somebody that's starting a tank, maybe to try to get them to see their tank as and to try to mimic nature instead of just trying to keep fish in a box.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot. There's just a lot of stuff. I mean, like if I look at the origins of fish keeping real quick, came back to Japan. Obviously 4,000 years ago, people were keeping goldfish in ponds, right, out in the wild. And so basically what they would do is they would get that pond water, they would put it in a clear vessel, and they would put it on a table for the guests to enjoy. And they actually had the servants would only keep them in that container for 2 hours to 4 hours before returning them back to the pond. Yeah. Because they figured out if they left them in those glass containers for more than 4 hours or overnight, they would die, because they didn't realize that the fish were eating up the oxygen in the little bowls. But that 4,000 years ago, there's documentation that's what, if you were from one part of Japan and you came to another part, then it was an emperor that would impress you with his fish. Hey, look, I've got these impressive fish and I've got these impressive horses. And what would sometimes happen is an emperor would give a fish to another emperor, and then they would have to take that fish across country.
Wow.
Or across, by road. And and then they talked about people stopping by streams and then pouring new water into the bowl and putting it out. I forget whose stream I was on that was talking about all this. And then I went back to the history of, I just Googled history of goldfish keeping. And, and it had a link back to how Japan would do. And basically it was the same thing. Like, I couldn't find any document. It said emperors give fish to people. I couldn't find any documentation about overland travel.
Yeah.
But that's what I look at in the very beginning. People were doing fish in open ponds.
Sorry, I had to mute Big Easy. I'm sorry. It was really loud, Dan.
Yeah. So, and then I look at, where we are today in fish keeping, and I think there's still some mystery going on, as to how to keep, like now we take a fish and we put him in our living room, and he's never connected to nature anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the things that I looked at like 4,000 years ago. The Chinese were constantly putting their fish back in nature.
Right.
And so one of the things that I used to do as a kid is I used to catch snakes and birds and all kinds of stuff, right? And my dad had a rule. Hey, Dan, it's a wild animal. You can keep it for 2 days and you got to let it go.
Sure.
And so, basically, if you had a bird, you just have to give him water and bird food. If I took in a snake, I would try to feed it a mouse.
Right.
Yeah, and just whatever I had for 24 hours. I mean, I remember I'd catch little blue-bellied fence lizards,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd go around the house catching flies and feed them. Or even I had some really huge spiders for a while, and I would go out of the house at night. I'd turn the porch lights on and then I'd go collect bugs to feed my spiders. And as far as the spiders go, I'd basically have them and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to let you go in the garden now, in some corner. And but I think what's different from that is now humans, like we take dogs, we've taken pets and we've totally, I guess people's dogs still go outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know anybody that doesn't take their dog.
Well, I feel bad about not having my cats go outside sometimes, but I feel like they go crazy just staying in the house like 24/7.
Yeah. So, kind of off the topic, Tim, I actually used to build cat houses for people so they could have a little door and their cat would go outside into like an 8-foot by 8-foot by 8-foot
nice.
square. Yeah. And then the reason I did that is because you could put your litter box outside.
That's a great idea.
And then the whole cat smell would be outside. But I told people it's not worth it unless I was charging people $800.
Wow.
Because I was having to buy like, $400 in material.
Right.
And but I mean, all said and done, I had people that were super happy that their cat could go in and outside and be outside and not escape.
Yeah, and I think the main point that we're hitting on here is no matter what animal you keep, I think to be a good animal, I guess, keeper, we should strive to mimic their natural settings the best that we can. I think to respect the animal is to respect by giving it the most natural environment that it's used to and that it needs. I think that we've gotten away from that a lot in the fish hobby because I think we put in our, and I'm guilty of this, I'm not pointing fingers, but I think that because it's so widely spread with all these, plastic fake ornaments, and I use fake ornaments, so I am guilty. But I just think there's a lot of things that I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing that we pull these fish and put them into our own environment that we like to see, but it's not necessarily something that is really the healthiest for the fish. So I don't know. I keep a lot of different species of animals, and I'm learning that it's not necessarily what I want or what I think would be most enjoyable for me to see. I'm learning with my animals to give what would be best for them, and versus what would be pleasing to my eye to look at, So
yeah,
just some thoughts.
No, and that's what I think the key is that you do have to provide for animals 100% of what they need.
Yeah.
I think the hard part with fish is like, we can put a dog inside the living room and leave him there for a week as long as he's got food.
Right.
But I don't think the same can be said for the fish because we're constantly having to, like my house temperature is 70 degrees.
Yeah.
My fish tank temperatures are between 78 and 82. And I think if some of my fish got to 75 degrees, they'd die.
Yeah.
And so that, to me, ultimately shows that, there's an environment in my house specially set up for, And people go, well, you know, they scratch their head and they go, well, I got a refrigerator that keeps my food at a certain temperature, you know, and a freezer that keeps it at another temperature. And yeah. But I think that, you know, as a fish keeper, I think that, you know, a lot of people just think, okay, I'm going to go get a beta. I'm going to go get a 1 gallon tank. I'm going to throw them in there.
Yeah.
A month or so, I'll put like 8 ounces of new water in there.
Wait. Let's just ask ourselves. Okay, I know I'm not a beta expert. I mean, but what fish comes from a 1 gallon, you know, little puddle? I guess. I mean, there's not even puddles that are like bigger than 1 gallon of water. I mean, I don't know.
So people, and that's a very great point, Tim. So we'll look at the betta fish, and the China started messing with the betta fish, like what, 6,000 years ago?
I don't know, dude.
So it's at least like 1,000 years, right? So over the course of 1,000 years, let me tell you guys what happened. This is part of, you know, when I did the research on Chinese fish keeping, this is part of one of the little articles that I read. And basically somebody got a fish out of a pond and it had some different trait than most of the fish in that pond, right?
Yeah.
Somebody else got a fish out of the same pond or a different pond that once again had a different trait, a little more color, something. So anyway, we know that people had fish in bowls and they were showing these bowls to people, right? You know, so basically what's happened over the last 1,000 years is people bred their beta fishes together, right? To end up with different offspring. And here's the key. If a beta fish went in a bowl and died, that fish didn't get bred.
Yeah.
Right? So now if the beta fish that really got like no care and got no love and was able to survive the super harsh conditions of living in an itty bitty bowl on somebody's, you know, windowsill 1,000 years ago, the other guy's fish that had the same horrible conditions and lived, they got bred. So what I'm going to tell you is the reason beta fish are so incredibly hard to kill is because the ones that were easily killed, they died off. And the ones that were incredibly hard to kill for the last 1,000 years, that's what's gotten bred. So that's why today, even though you can go to Petco, you can buy a beta fish from Petco that'll probably live, because beta fish are like, they're indestructible, but they've been bred to be indestructible in a bowl on a windowsill. So that's it.
But that's their But what I think what allowed that to happen was the natural size in the wild is small, right?
Yes.
That's the key.
The betta in the wild is and pretty much has always been a puddle fish.
Yeah.
Or a very little stream fish.
But even then, I feel really bad about telling anybody to put any fish into a 1 gallon, and that's just me. I say for a starter, and I know that people may say different, but if you are a beginner aquarist and a beginner fish keeper, please don't get less than a 20 gallon. I mean, I think there's a lot of 10 gallon tanks that are harder for me to take care of than my 20 gallon. And like my 10 gallons, I change more water on my 10 gallon tanks than any other tank that I have. And I don't know. That's just my personal view on the smaller the tank, the more the water needs to be changed, in my opinion. But
no, that's a good point. That's why small tanks are so hard to keep. I just want to say hi to Dank Tanks. Always awesome to see another Dan in the house.
Yeah, what's up?
I'll almost have to do a fish dance now.
Hey, and Big Easy, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. I don't know if you're still here. It was just really loud when we were talking earlier. You can unmute your microphone, bro. Come say hi to us. There was just a lot of music on your mic earlier when Dan was talking.
Biggie's wants to do the fish dance.
Let's see it. Big, are you there? I know he's here with us. I see his tank right now.
And maybe he's getting coffee. Oh, my microphone just went all sideways.
Yeah. Well, when he comes back, hopefully we can get him to come back on camera.
Maybe he can do the. See, I think Aquarium Cop does the Sasquatch impersonation dance.
I've never seen him dance or anything.
Man, he is as big as a doorway. I think that's how big Sasquatches are, right?
Right.
They're like 9 feet tall, right?
Yeah, they're pretty big.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about water changes right now. Dan, you could twice a month for 10%. Oh, I'm lost here. What are you guys talking about? I have 10 shrimp in a 55-gallon. No water changes for me. Okay. But that's what we were talking about. I think, weren't we talking about just about 15, 20 minutes ago? No matter what, the necessity for water changes is still there.
It is.
Isn't that what we were talking about, Dan?
Yeah.
You know, no matter if you have hardly any fish in a tank or not, it's the environment in the wild naturally replenishes those minerals. And, you know, I'm not big, you know, I'm not a biologist, but I can't tell you the exact benefits of every mineral that, you know, a fish swims in. I don't even know how that would. Do you know anything about that, Dan? The mineral, you know, the replenishment, how that affects the fish?
Well, that depends on the fish and the fish's natural environment. But I do know, like, I don't own any African cichlids, but I do know that because of the waters that flow into the African cichlid community, Lake Tanganyika or whatever, the minerals make that water incredibly hard. And because of free hydrogen, what?
You're talking about pH, right?
The pH, yeah. The pH of that water in and of itself is 8.2 on the average. So what I'm going to get at is, depending on where you get your fish, certain waters that have an extremely fast flow and don't come from an extremely mineralized area have a very, like, they're called soft water fish, right? Sure. And some shrimp are soft water, right? Other fish that come from like a hard mineral area, like guppies, come from a harder mineral area.
Okay.
China is known to be a heavier or a harder mineral area. And I don't know how true that is, but so basically fish that you find in China most likely can take a harder mineral. Somebody was,
hold on a second, Dan. I gotta cut you off. So hard, I've heard is, you know, hard is more, it's better and healthier than soft water.
Yes.
So because hard, it has those minerals, and for those of us who don't know, I can explain, or you can explain it, what the difference between hard and soft is. But basically, hard, from my understanding, hard, yes, it's a pH scale, but to put it into like simple terms, hard water has those minerals that in it that soft water does not.
Well,
based upon like geographical location, is that true?
Well, yeah, but pH is different from water hardness.
Yeah.
Because pH only deals with a free hydrocarbon. That's all pH means. Mm-hmm. Is potential hydrocarbon, I think, is the exact. There's like an exact, but basically, yeah, I don't want to start to explain it because I'll screw it up. My lady friend explained it to me last night.
she's a genius.
Yeah,
we're talking about that. What is she, like a biochemist or something?
Yeah, she's done a whole bunch of goofy, fun stuff.
Right.
And that's one of the things that she said. She goes, Dan, I really like hanging out with you because she goes, most guys are just dumb and want to talk about sports.
Right.
And she says, you're the only guy I know that is dumb about sports.
Yeah.
I just am. But she's like, you know, when I figured out you didn't know anything about sports, I was like, we could be friends. I was like, that's bad.
Yeah. One real quick, I just want to say Big Easy commented that his microphone is muted. I can't unmute you, but you can unmute yourself. Isn't that correct, Dan? Isn't that how it works on the Google?
No, you have to unmute him, Tim, because you muted him. You're the boss.
How do I do that? It's not giving me an option. It says I don't have an option to unmute him. I don't have the option to. It's not highlighted for me. It's dark.
Right.
So is that? I think he can unmute himself. I'm hoping.
we'll have to figure it out.
All right. But anyways, back to what you're saying about the hardness.
So the basically hardness, if you take water, and we know if we run it through a filter, a reverse osmosis filter,
Yep.
what you're basically left with is pure water, which is oxygen and 2 parts hydrogen, H2O. Nothing else is in that water, right?
Yeah.
So the minute we start to add anything into that water, then we get a parts per million for that water. And your average water is about 100 parts per million of something, unless it's rainwater. But even rainwater has an ability to pick stuff up out of the air. So even rainwater doesn't necessarily have a 0 parts per million. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So just rainwater falling through the air, depends on if it falls through city air or country air or air with a bunch of pollen in it or bacteria in it even. All of that. So then you basically get a parts per million. And so in the fish hobby, like if I go to get water from a local municipality, Tacoma gets their water from the Green River. And then they filter it, and then they add some calcium and magnesium back into it. They also add some fluoride for our teeth back into the water. So the water comes out of my tap at 116 parts per million. I don't know the levels of the calcium, the magnesium, or the fluoride, but there's also a little bit of iron that gets picked that's natural in the water, and there's a little bit of iron that gets picked up because it goes through iron pipes. So one of the studies found that I forget what it is, but I think they measured on an even higher scale. But yeah, because you can have a half of a part per million, because the stuff that Tacoma PD uses to measure the water can measure a billionth, like 1/1 billionth of a part. Anyway, so they'll have a half of a part per million for the iron. What I'm getting at is that by the time the water leaves the treatment center with like a half a parts per million iron, by the time it gets to your house, it's got a 75 or 0.75 parts per million, not even a 1 parts per million. And I think the federal standard for iron in the water is like 2 parts per million iron.
Right.
So I could be off on that, but yeah, there's certain levels of chemicals that can't be in water. Now, of course, if you get your water out of a well, if there's a lot of mineral that the water has to flow through, you might have like 700 parts per million, which is where you have to go to reverse osmosis. If you have 700 parts per million going into your reverse osmosis might not get everything out. And you might still end up with like 7 parts per million or 10 parts per million.
Right.
But
so when you're talking about, now we're getting, oh, sorry, what was I saying?
I was going to say, but the bottom line of all this is that fish can't survive in 0 parts per million water. And a lot of people have said that if you drink reverse osmosis deionized water,
they'll die.
It'll kill you. So
yeah,
I don't think that, eating, or I mean, water with nothing in it is actually good for you. And you know,
I was just gonna, that's what I was just gonna cut in and say, I am not necessarily a fan of RODI and then replenishing it, but I'm just not a fan. I don't know. Yeah. People can really get on me about that, and I've had people talk to me about it, saying, you should use it, and I was just like, I don't want to. I don't want to. I know you can better control it, but a lot of people use it because they can control what's in the water themselves. But I don't know. I just never got into it.
I think that to have healthy guppies, though, they actually need like 150 parts per million in the water. They need
Okay.
a little bit heavier water then. And then that's where people come in and they're like, hey, let's put some wood in the water to get the tannins, because, you know, having those tannins really helps
Yeah, it's helping.
the fish.
Yep. It's helping.
You know, part of me is like, Dan, why don't we just, among the fish fam, we just come up with like fish vitamins, like once a week, just drop this vitamin in your tank, you know, because men got the multivitamin, women got the multivitamin, you know, when women get old, they take that calcium plus multivitamin.
Well, there's vitamins for coral. I supplement vitamins in my coral. I actually put vitamins into my coral tank.
Yeah, no, that's totally needed, by the way, because your coral is going to eat so much calcium out of the water.
Yep.
To have coral, and I don't have salt water, so Tim, you might know more than me about this, but somebody said that coral pulls calcium out of the water so much that your fish don't even have enough calcium in the water to survive and can show a calcium deficiency.
I've heard of that, and you can also test for calcium, but I dose calcium, so.
Yeah. My snails can show a calcium deficiency because they can't pull enough calcium out of the water. They have to pull calcium out of.
Right.
And somebody said the only way to reverse that is to just put an over amount of calcium in the water and make hard water, and then the snails have an easier time getting the calcium out.
Well, yeah. I guess. I mean, I've never had that problem, but.
Yeah. I have to go get a drink of water real quick, and I'll be back in a flash. So I'm gonna wave at everybody, and hopefully, when I get back, Biggie's will be doing the crazy
something.
Yeah, and then he'll motivate Aquarium Cop to do the Sasquatch dance.
Yeah, I don't know if White's still here. I think he dropped out too. So.
I was gonna say it's always fun to hear White and Chris in chat together because they both have such goofy accents.
Yeah, they are very smart. Very, very smart people.
Well, no, and that's the greatest thing, too, is like not only do you get to listen to a great accent, but you get to listen to some incredible wisdom.
Knowledge, yeah, definitely.
All right, I'll be back in a flash.
All right, bro. Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, I'm not going to stay on very much longer because I need to go to sleep. But it's been really fun to connect with you guys again. And just kind of get back into the swing of things. So if you guys, whoever's here that hasn't joined me before, I just said thank you for sticking around this long. And I plan on doing more live streams. I really do want to pick up a Fahaka puffer. So that is really my only big purchase that I have left. Honestly, I'm happy with everything I have. I don't really want to constantly want more. I've been really content with what I have, and I want to grow it out and be a really good fish keeper. I want to, instead of wanting more fish and all that, I want to take good care of the fish that I do have. I think that's an important thing to remember, because in our hobby we can always really, we always want more or something new, but we can oftentimes neglect the fish that we already have. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, the only thing that I'm looking forward to is probably getting the Fahaka puffer, because that's something I really wanted for that 180-gallon setup. Other than that, I'm really going to be enjoying showing you guys the growth. We didn't focus a lot on my big tank right tonight, but there's a lot of fish in there that are going to get really big. So I hope over the next couple months we can kind of follow the fish that I have in there together. And then the coral that I have in my saltwater tank, I really want you guys to be able to see the growth, because it's really cool to watch coral grow. It really changes the whole scaping of a tank as it grows bigger and bigger. So I look forward to the next coming months in the winter season and everything, just to be able to share the growth of my fish and my coral with you guys, and hopefully meet some new friends and connect with the old friends along the way. And thank you guys for being a part of just my circle of friends, and I really appreciate every single one of you guys. Big Easy, what's up, bro?
Yes, sir.
Hey, great to see you, man. I I wanted to get to your tank. Looked really beautiful before I ended the stream. I was. Do you want to say anything about your fish?
I got some. Oh, I got some guppies inside the 20-gallon over there.
Okay, cool.
Where are your guppies?
They gave me some guppies, and I ended up getting some. They end up having babies.
Yeah.
So I put them in 20-gallon tank.
Sure.
I bought a 10-gallon tank, but I thought Dan was going to send me some guppies and some angelfish. I was going to pay for the posters.
Let's work on that. Yes, we should definitely talk about me sending you some guppies and some angelfish if you want to pay the postage, because I think it's going to be like $30.
Okay, then. Yeah, because I ended up getting the 10-gallon tank for some guppies. It's going to take some time for it to focus. But there it go, because Byron was talking about, I'm trying to be like you, got a tank by the computer. But I got a small apartment. That's the only place I could put a tank now.
Yeah. It's always a problem when you run out of space for another tank. Like, we have an addiction problem. And I think I've maxed out my space. I can't fit any more tanks where I live.
You can hang it up against it. You can put up one up on the ceiling now.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's funny.
Oh man, I gotta get my stinky dog. Hold on.
All right. Wait, Dan.
I was laughing about you killing the fry.
Yeah, I
You
cannot
killed
believe
Guppy Fry. How can you kill Guppy Fry?
I feel like a terrible fish keeper, man. I don't know how I did that.
Murderer. He like that one. I got the guppies from upstairs.
Yeah, I cannot believe I killed the guppy fry.
She killed Guppy Fry every other month. I don't know how she do it. This time I went up there and got them guppies from her. She came down my house. I had like 13 of them. She said, I'm going to get my Guppy Fry out the bowl.
Right.
And she got them, and it was 4 left. But then the one she gave me previously ended up getting knocked up, and I ended up getting about, I don't know how many that 20-gallon tank over there. I can't see.
Yeah.
It's so small. But then I had to clean the gravel out. Ugh, that water over there is filthy right now. I might let that water settle down. I don't want to flush none down the toilet. So I'm just going to wait.
I like all your plants, Big Easy. I wanted to compliment you and say in your apartment, it's beautiful, your plants.
I got that sunny window so I can grow plants here.
Yeah.
That's my problem. Fishes, plants, hats, blankets, and book bags.
Yeah.
Sunglasses.
That's cool.
That ain't cool. All these bins got. I'm trying to get rid of all these bins. I got rid of one corner.
Yeah.
I've been around here fall cleaning, I call it.
Fall cleaning instead of spring cleaning, huh?
I did spring cleaning. You should have saw the spring cleaning. Oh boy. I put a dumpster up. I've been doing this for a couple of years, downsizing.
Yeah, I got to downsize too. I just had a big garage sale where I sold a bunch of fish stuff. So I sold a 120-gallon tank, and I gave somebody a really good deal. I sold it for $20.
No way! I would have drove out there for that. No, just kidding.
He's not lying to you. He would have came out there and got it.
Dan, if you would have brought me a Fahaka puffer, I would have given you that 120-gallon tank. If you would have driven over here, you would have had a free. All you had to do is bring that Fahaka puffer. I would have hooked you up with lights. I would have given you so many good things.
Don't tell him that, because he might just come out there for the lights.
They're already sold. They're gone.
You guys, Down the Wormhole has just joined the stream.
Oh, okay.
D?
Cool.
Hey, D.
Nice. Good morning, Down the Wormhole. How you doing? I had something to say to you, Dan. I totally forgot. Someone asked, if you're gonna stream after this when I get off.
No, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to bed too here pretty soon. So
I wish. I do want to show you guys some awesome stuff real quick, though, while I've got this chance. So, this right here is Stability made by Seachem, and this is a jar of bacteria. And I was talking about this a few nights ago, but I just want to read.
I just highlighted you, Dan, so they didn't see that. It was on my tank. You want to show them the bottle again?
All right. So this is a bottle of Seachem Stability, and this is how you establish healthy bacteria in your tank. And I'm going to just read on the back. Just give me I just want to read about 15 seconds of stuff. So it says that this contains synergistic blend of anaerobic, and fulvative bacteria, which facilitate the breakdown of waste organics, ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate. The bacteria employed by Stability are non-sulfur fixing bacteria and will not produce toxic hydrogen sulfides. So that's why this is awesome, because a lot of people talk about getting the wrong bacteria, and you can get the wrong bacteria when you have areas in your tank that don't get the right amount of oxygen and don't get the right amount of flow. So that's how you get the bad bacteria. It grows in a anaerobic. Anyway, so one more quick note, because I'm such a bacteria guy, I just want to show you what I just drank. This is kefir, right? So this is fermented whatever. But let me go to the right side. Okay, so right there, this milk has 12 different bacterias in it that are already pre-digesting this milk. So basically, when I drink it, I get all of these bacteria in my stomach, and they get to feed off of whatever is in there. And people go, why is this important? And I go, because my stomach doesn't necessarily have the ability to digest everything.
Yeah.
Especially milk. And people go, no, humans live on milk. And I'm
lactose intolerant. I can't have milk.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. So that some people as babies are able to drink milk, but later they become lactose intolerant and are not able to drink milk. And people go, how's that? And I go, because they're not able to break down the lactic acid. They don't have, and so acidobiphilus milk comes with a bacteria already in the milk that's broke down that acid so that humans can digest it. Right, Big Easy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
bypass. I can't drink regular milk no more.
But you can drink acidobiphilus milk, right?
Oh, lactate milk, yeah. I drink soy milk mostly.
Yeah. So Lactaid is I could be wrong, so hopefully somebody will straighten me out if I'm not, but Lactaid milk, they've taken the lactic acid out.
Yep.
So
don't you be I run out. You be running out the room because I have so much bad gas.
Blam, because you can't digest. Because among the 400 types of bacteria in your stomach, you don't have the one bacteria you need that can process lactic acid. So that's when you get the bacteria. Like this milk has I think it's like 8 different bacteria in here that chop down the lactic acid. And then 4 of them are breaking down something else. But why that's important is my body doesn't have to spend a whole bunch of time breaking down this kefir because half of it's already broke down. So this is like super easy digestion.
Yeah.
And
okay,
yeah, what?
Sorry. No, say it, Dan. Say that again.
I drink one of these once a week, and that's why my skin complexion you see is so incredibly healthy.
I thought it was just the lighting.
Yeah, he need to shave too while he at it. Oh, don't do that! Oh, stop! Oh.
So,
hey,
all right.
High school.
Before we go, I think the subject of the stream was keep your tanks as close to the wild as the fish. You know, keep them. How do I say it? I'm losing my mind. How do you say this? And Dan, help me out. Keep your fish as close to their natural habitat. Attempt to do that in your own tank. versus trying to please yourself with aesthetics that look good to your eye. I think the moral of our last 3 hours was the desire should shift from a really beautiful tank, how you want it, to what's best for our fish, you know, and what's best.
That's very important, Tim. No, and that's the key, Tim, is I wish I could have a show tank, but it's more important for me to have like just an overly planted algae-filled tank because I think my fish feed off the algae.
Sure. And tannins are not bad. Tannins are good. So
yes.
Don't judge a cloudy tank right away. Well, I love you guys. I gotta go to bed.
Cloudy tank, that hurts.
What's that?
I can't stand a cloudy tank.
Oh, the cloudy. Yeah, the tannins in mine are actually really good for my plecos. Right now, they're loving the tannins, but I will enjoy them when the tannins cool off a little bit and don't, you know, after these water changes that I'm doing. But
oh, you didn't let that wood soak before you put it in the tank.
I boiled it. I did boil it. But yeah, I didn't boil it enough.
You didn't let it soak enough.
Right. Yeah.
And water and get all that tannin out of it.
Yeah. I know that some of the fish really love the tannins anyway, so I don't really mind it. And it's actually helpful.
It would drove me crazy.
It would drive you crazy. Yeah. I'm waiting for the day it's going to be clear, but it's okay. Well, I love you guys. I gotta get to bed. Like I don't mean to cut it short, but I'll be doing this more often, and we'll kind of hang out again. So,
excellent.
I love you guys.
Excellent.
Yeah, thank you, Aquarium Cop. Thank you, Big Easy. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, White stopped in today. Thank you guys so much for being on stream with me. You're always free to come on. I mean, anytime you got something to say to everybody, just jump on camera. And thank you so much for everybody in chat. It's good to be back, and I plan on doing some really fun streams. I mean, I haven't really thought it out much, but I do want to have more guests. I want to interview some people and you know, plan some fun stuff for the winter time and the fall. So you guys take care, and I guess I don't know who's streaming next. I know Dan's going to bed, so someone will be streaming, I'm sure. So thank you guys. Have a great night, and God bless. So,
it's morning time on the north.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Good night for me.
It's morning for us over here.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Thanks again, Tim.
On the other